Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is the official post-fight review, and I use the term fight very loosely, but it is a post-fight review for Jared Anderson versus Ryad Merhy, and the result of the fight is a wide, unanimous decision victory for Jared Anderson, but a very forgettable performance, and for all the Jared Anderson detractors and non-believers, he's given them every amount of ammunition tonight. Listen, me and Pops have gone live for hundreds of fights over the years here on YouTube. This is definitely one of the top 5 most boringest fights, one of the worst fights we've ever seen. Not just because of Jared Anderson. I mean, Jared Anderson didn't show any gears to get this guy that clearly was not on his level. Merhy got knocked out at cruiserweight by the worst champion in the division, Arsene Goulamirian, years ago, and barely beat, was competitive with Tony Yoka, but lost to Tony Yoka. So his level has been exposed in boxing time and time again. Anderson was supposed to go out here and put on a statement performance, and this is supposed to be a reminder to people that Jared Anderson is the most dynamic talent in the heavyweight division coming to you from the USA. But that's not what we got. We got a 10-round sparring session from a very disinterested Anderson. So before I get my further thoughts, we will swing it over to Pops, because I'm sure he's not going to mince his words. Pops, what do you think about Jared Anderson's performance tonight?
I'm going to say it like this. Usually, when you have a meal, the main meal is better than the appetizer. But in this case, the appetizer was better than the main meal.
The FAI Job Guido was better.
Right. The undercard was a lot better than what we expected from the main meal from Jared Anderson. I will pray for the gentleman. Yeah, I was angry and upset, but I will pray for him. He's got a lot of issues, mental and emotional.
Outside of boxing.
So, but that's no reason, in my opinion, to also give him a leeway and say, okay, you get a free pass. Because I'll tell you something, the fans I went to go see that fight and pay for that fight didn't get the money's worth.
I'll tell you this, to any and all the fans that may have paid money for the tickets to the fight, call the Top Rank offices tomorrow and ask to get reimbursed, because that's how bad this was. Ryad Merhy threw 144 punches, which, according to the commentators, 144 punches, that's the third least amount of punches thrown in a 10-round fight in the comedy box era. So, before I get back to Anderson, as far as Ryad Merhy, I never want to see him again. I never want to see him on American television. I feel bad for all the fighters from in and around his country, because, these fighters from places like Belgium and these obscure countries where boxing is not big, these guys, those countries don't get opportunities to shine like this on big primetime American television slots. And he kind of set, in my opinion, he set his country back with that performance. So I don't want to see him ever again. I didn't really know much about him or care much about him. I just looked at his box rec before this fight got signed, and I kind of knew what I needed to know about him. I knew he wasn't going to beat Jared Anderson. But it was sad because Merry's a short, compact fighter. You can tell he had some pop when he actually let his hands go. He was actually catching Jared, because Jared has bad habits of pulling straight back. And I don't want to see him again. I'm good on Ryad Merhy for life. As far as Jared, I'm very intrigued to see what Top Rank's matchmaking is going to be like, because how do you get worse than, how do they, if they're going to give him a softer touch than Merhy, how do they do worse than Merhy? Because Merhy, to me, is the ass crack of heavyweight boxing. I mean, to be very blunt about it, and I don't want to be the harsh guy that's just on his couch talking shit about fighters, but I gotta call a spade a spade. I mean, look, when you get in that ring, man, you gotta fight. You gotta go in there and fight. And people, there's gonna be a good amount of people in Corpus Christi tonight that paid hard-earned money. Got people that don't have money to go over fights like that, but they're taking their family out for a nice day out, and they're gonna feel cheated because these guys didn't give it their all. So it's like these fighters, right? Some of these fighters, and we'll get back to Jared, but some of these fighters, they complain that boxing fans are harsh and criticize them, and to a degree they are right, but they want boxing fans to give their best for them, when oftentimes many, I'm not saying all, but many of the fighters that do complain, they don't give the best for the boxing fans, and they can care less. And Jared is one of them guys. I hate to say it, Jared is one of them guys. He looks disinterested. He can't take criticism. That's why even when the OG, the big homie Roy Jones, told him, he couldn't quite handle everything he was telling him, So, look, I wish him nothing but the best. As far as him finding the guys in the division like the Joseph Parkers and the Philip Hergoviches and the top contenders, anybody like that, I mean, if Top Rank really care about that man at all, don't do that, because he's not gonna win those fights, and he'll get brutally hurt in all those matchups right now if he fights. He needs a lot of work, and really, more so than that, I think there's a deeper issue here. does he really want this? Does he want to box? Now, I don't think he really wants to box. I think if Jared Anderson had another hobby or trade in his life that he was good at, he would do anything but boxing. Because I looked at him in that ring many times in the corner, and he looked like he'd rather be anywhere in the ring but box. And that's why I was frustrated watching Merhy, because if Merhy would have actually just came to fight a little bit, he might have actually been able to like make this competitive and give him a real fight. Yeah. So it makes him look even worse.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to what I said when we first started this live, when I watched a little clip of him and Roy Jones Jr. and Roy was trying to, like you said, give him encouragement and everything. And he basically was telling Roy, like, Roy didn't know how to answer. He just went along with it. But he's like, I'm just there to get the money or make the money. And it's not really something I really want to do. I want to do other things. So, in my opinion, if you're going to come and sell your product that way and make a bad statement, not just for yourself, but for the company you're representing, then you go ahead and find something else. I don't care if it's picking up horse shit or whatever you're doing. It's embarrassing. When you don't have enthusiasm or whatever you got.
And, you know, I'll say this.
But I will pray for him, because I don't know.
On a positive note.
I don't know mentally.
On a positive note, because look, I never met Jared Anderson in real life. You know, I don't hate the guy. I have my feelings about where I think he fits in the heavyweight division, and I'm very vocal about it. But I don't hate the guy. I want to make that very clear, because people think I hate these fighters when I criticize them, and I don't. I don't have hatred in my heart. I live too good of a life to hate any fighter. But what I'll say to Jared Anderson is this: I kind of parrot some of what Roy Jones told him. Look, man, God gave you talent. God gives everybody unique individual gifts and talents. I have talents. Pops has talents. You guys out there have your own individual talents. When you get talent in life, it is your responsibility to be a good steward of that talent and not take it for granted. Otherwise, you know, as God gives, He can take away, and life will pass you by, and you will live with regrets for the rest of your life. And I feel like Jared Anderson is at a stage where we can say that about him. You know, he's got talent. You know, we know that he's good. I think it's exaggerated how good he is. I think he's overrated, but nonetheless, I don't like to see any young man squander his talent, because boxing's a hard sport to make it in. So I would like to see him get his act together and just do the best he can do. Because I think he's better than he showed tonight. And I hope in due time, in due season, it's the same way, like, and it's crazy how I'm using this guy as a good example. I never thought we would get to this point, but look at Raymond Ford.
Yeah.
Raymond Ford had some bad performances in his career against the likes of Vasquez, and he had criticism, maybe not as harsh as Jared's about to receive, but look, when he fought Oderbek Komatal, he put on a very entertaining fight. Rose to the occasion. Now he's champion, and people want to see him fight again. So hopefully, for Jared, that could be on the horizon.
The reason you're going to get all these constructive criticisms, I would say, is because people know the talent you have and how great you.
But it's not the talent. It's not the talent. You know, a lot of it too. I mean, I know he goes back and forth with people on Twitter. He's went back and forth with me on Twitter, and he can't really take like criticism from many people in the world, right? So listen, it is what it is. He's entitled to conduct himself in his career how he wants to conduct himself. I'm just here to talk about boxing and his fight. So look, I would like to see Jared Anderson become a factor in the division and be his best self, because he is a dynamic talent. He does do some really good things in the ring. I mean, even tonight, you know, you saw just even the basics. Yeah. He worked the jab the whole fight, and a lot of fighters can't even do that. But yeah, just piss poor fight on both ends. Merhy, because Merhy was exactly what I thought he was, and Jared, because he just looks extremely disinterested and looks like he'd rather be doing anything but box. So I'm gonna leave it at that. There's not much to talk about. We'll see what they do next. You guys leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canastota, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.